morning, YouTube. I'm kind of depressed when I look at the future of cars and electric cars, and not because they're electric, but because every single one, when they come out with a new EV, their big future car, it's hideous.
Really? You think so?
It's so ugly.
I think they were like all the egg cars and they're super aerodynamic, and like now it's getting a little better.
Yeah, I was looking at electric cars coming out in the future, in this decade, projected from this year to the end of the decade, and all of them, for the most part, I think are really ugly, with some exceptions. So I decided to compile a list of the ugliest of the ugly first here.
I feel so bad. This is terrible.
And manufacturers can turn this around. It seems like they try something wild and crazy and then they pull it back.
Right.
I would say like the last generation Toyota Prius that looked really stupid and ugly and insane looking, and now the most recent one, they went back to it being sleek and futuristic and cool. So they can fix it. And there are some pretty ones, but here's the ugliest in my opinion.
Okay, let's
And we're
see.
starting with the Cadillac Celestiq.
Ooh, I like the name. That's fancy.
We'll take a look here.
Sounds like into the future.
Do you think this is attractive?
I like it. Here's the thing. It kind of reminds me of the early 70s Mustangs, which everyone hates, with that long roof.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Right? And
Like those Mach ones.
yeah,
Yes.
and I'm kind of have an affinity for them because people are like, oh, they're so ugly. And that's what it reminds me
Well,
of.
they're trying to integrate fins, say, of the 50s again, which they've tried a few times with the lights, except it's going in different directions. It's a shooting brake. I should like it, but I think it's hideous. It looks terrible.
It kind of looks like the Ferrari FF that
And
you had.
Here's, well, no, the Ferrari FF, no. No, that's a
Totally, it
real shooting
does.
brake. This is sort of a swoopy, coopy, I don't know.
Swoopy coopy.
Yeah,
That's the body style.
Maybe I
now.
just don't like coupe as sedans, you know, with
Right.
that body line very much in general. But this is just, it's just ugly with that taillight setup, and then the windows, it doesn't line up, it doesn't look proportional to me.
The little hockey stick taillight looks awkward, like that should be still part of the window in the back there.
They're trying for a speed tail, and they're not doing a speed tail. And of course, Cadillac said they're going to be all electric by whatever year, and they're probably pulling back on that. They want $300,000 for this car.
What?
It's going to be like some crazy built-by-hand flagship of theirs.
You're serious?
No, it's silly. So if we use Auto Tempest, which is the best way to search for a used car online because it combines all the major listing sites into one search, and thanks to Auto Tempest for sponsoring this video, and good morning YouTube, we can look back on another failed sort of electric hybrid from Cadillac. They think this is their future, but the last time they went all in with it with another car, it was the ELR, which was based on the Chevy Volt. And if you use Auto Tempest to search for all the ones for sale in the country, there's not many.
Right.
And this is despite casting a really wide net on Auto Tempest. These were electric in a short range, sort of like the Volt, 20, 30 miles, but then they would kick in and have a gas motor as well, and they were monstrously expensive, and nobody bought them. So cheapest one is $14,996, $13,962, $10,995.
Wow, now they're a lot more affordable.
Exactly, but people still don't want them, all the way up to mid-20s. A major failure for Cadillac, and for whatever reason, they want to continue on with this weird EV-focused thing. Actually gave dealers options to invest in this EV future or quit and get bought out. And in here in Wichita, we actually had 2 Cadillac dealerships.
Right.
One decided, look, no, we don't want this. They actually quit Cadillac altogether.
Huh.
And they just have GMC and Buick, I believe. I'm on Auto Tempest every single day looking for cars, and you should do it too. It is linked below. And if you know someone shopping for a car, even if they're not a car person, tell them about Auto Tempest. It'll save them loads and loads of time. So, ready for more ugly cars?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Well, next ugly EV to come out is the Canoe lifestyle vehicle.
I love the name of it, the Canoe. Oh my gosh, that's great.
200 miles of range, 350 horsepower. Yeah, around 40 grand, or priced a little bit under for... we don't know if it's going forwards or backwards based on the look of it.
Oh, is it great? Like when you're a kid, when you draw a car, this is what you draw. This is amazing. They're
So
not worried about style. It's just go from point A to point B. This is the most practical car you can get.
You're basically talking about the designer being basically a 4-year-old and drawing this thing up.
They're going to find me and murder me.
What's
probably.
funny is Walmart has 4,500 pre-orders as their delivery vehicle, because I guess it looks like a cool delivery vehicle.
It does.
And NASA has expressed interest in using it
Really?
as a, I don't know, transporter for people. I don't know. to get around on the moon like a moon rover.
That's what it looks like, a people transporter.
I-
That's the future name for all these type of autonomous cars.
They say it's built on autonomous cars.
There, thank you.
This EV is going to be built on a skateboard platform. They've been talking about this for a long time, whereas basically everything is in basically something that looks like a skateboard. The battery, the drive motors, everything.
Right.
And then you can swap bodies based on your taste. It just sort of plugs in.
That's really cool.
And they have a truck version too that looks a little bit better, but still hideous.
I think it looks cool.
It's hideous.
It's different. Like the Tesla Cybertruck, it doesn't look like anything else on the road. That's why I like
Cybertruck is
it.
cool. The next on the list, the Faraday Future FF91.
Whoa. Okay.
So these are very expensive as well, $300,000 for 1,050 horsepower tri-motor, 2.3 seconds 0 to 60. Who's going to pay $300,000 for that?
It looks like an SUV that just got smushed.
Right.
Like it drove under a pickup truck or it drove under a semi and it just got to go.
It has a car coupe-ish roofline, even though it's 4 doors and stretched. It just doesn't work for me.
Why? What's wrong with it? This is like a basic electric looking type of car.
Yes, it's basic and generic looking and not exciting at all, and it's $300,000.
What?
Yeah.
Is wrong with these car makers?
Right.
$300,000.
I said $300,000 once, but another instance of you half listening. She said that in the last video where she said I told her how to work a thing in the Mercedes and then she didn't listen.
Well, I half listened. But that's crazy. These
It's okay.
outlandish prices for these cars.
Right.
Nobody is going to jump on board with that.
Yeah. So the next one is Fisker, Alaska, if it makes it. You know, Fisker is on life support right now. Unfortunately, Marquise Brownlee did a video saying it was the worst car he ever reviewed.
The
10,000
Alaska?
people. No,
The Ocean.
The Ocean. Before this, 10,000 plus people canceled their orders apparently. They slashed prices. They may be gone in the next month or two, but if they continue, well, this is their salvation or hopes of it. The Fisker Alaska, a pickup truck that looks like a Subaru Baja or something.
It totally does. I was trying to think what it looked like. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is on the list. I get it. The other ones I think are cool. This one belongs on the list.
It's ugly, 230-mile range, starting at $45,000 supposedly.
Much better price.
0 to 60 between 3.9 and 7.2 seconds. There goes my phone.
But that at that price, like I feel like they want it to be that price, but you know when it actually comes out, it's going to have to be at least double that.
Yeah, but based on Fisker's current history of now having to slash prices, they can't charge more because their cars are sort of quirky and have a lot of glitches and stuff that hopefully they're able to work out and survive. But
It kind of looks like it should be in the cartoon, like that cartoon movie Cars.
it does. It doesn't look like a real car, and
Right.
it looks ridiculous and stupid. Exactly. The Jeep Wagoneer S is another one on my list here.
What is wrong with this? This is great. It just looks like any kind of regular car, just a lot sleeker.
It shouldn't be called a Wagoneer.
That I agree with you on that.
If they're going to make
That
a
throws you
Wagoneer, they need to make it boxy. They need to make it have the ability to have wood paneling on the outside. And they didn't do it with the gasoline one.
Right?
With a twin turbo inline 6, that's the best engine you can get, or a V6, I don't care. And now this, the electric version, it looks like a Range Rover, and it doesn't look like a Grand Wagoneer. It doesn't look brawny and old school cool. It is a wasted opportunity to build one of the coolest SUVs with modern technology, and this is just another failure. And it's going to be very expensive because the current Wagoneer is very expensive and slow selling.
Right.
So yeah.
So you're mad because you want to add fake wood to this.
Right. And you can't with a body that's all swoopy and stupid looking like that.
Well, you still can. It'll just look crazy.
600 horsepower drivetrain, target 3.5 seconds 0 to 60,
That's pretty,
400 mile range.
yeah, that's good range.
Yeah. Supposed to come out this fall. Bummer. The Lamborghini Lanzador.
This just seems wrong. Because Lamborghini is like the supercar, and that just looks like it's on steroids in the worst possible way. You know, when someone's been taking steroids for like 10 years and they have all these weird like features on them, that's what this reminds me of.
So early in Lamborghini's history, they did build some 2+2 cars. So 2 seats in the front, 2 seats in the back. There's some better ones than others. Stradman has one that's in pink of one of their very strange ones, the Urraco, I believe it's called, with the shooting brake, the hatchback rear, but there's some very pretty GT coupes. And And they haven't had a Lambo with a back seat other than the Urus SUV in a very long time. But when they bring it back, it's an EV, and it looks like it's bad.
It's really bad. And I wanted them to kind of come out and reinvent themselves with something really exciting. And that just kind of took a step back to the caveman days a little bit. I'm not into this one.
So you agree with me
I
on the
agree
Lambo.
with you on this one
All
and the
right.
Wagoneer.
Well, how about the Bentley EV?
Yeah, I think that looks so cool. That's what a futuristic Bentley is supposed to look like. In my dreams of the future, that's what they look like.
It's like they took the classy Bentley and gave it the bimbo treatment, you know?
What are you talking?
It's a bimbo. It's got big old bimbos.
Dagmars
headlights
on front. That's
and
great.
the grill. They're trying to continue with this theme that came out 20 years ago with the Continental GTs, and I see a little bit of it in there, but it's so overdone. It's made for, guys in Dubai to show off,
Well, this one's expected in 2027, so I'm sure there'll be other iterations, other drawings, because it looks very much like a drawing and not a model at all yet. So there's going to be some different changes.
I'm very
to
concerned about Bentley, because they certainly have gone out with the W12 on top in the
Right.
styling department and the engines, and now they're going to be lost, I
Right.
feel like, with whatever this design language is and the platforms, the drivetrains and things.
Right.
I'm quite nervous.
They said that while a series of EVs were set to be launched each year from 2025 to 2030, the plan to go fully EV is now set for 2033. That seems like forever from now.
No, thank you. Pass. This one is the most boring one of the bunch, I feel like. The Sony Honda collaborated. It's called the Athelia. That's the name. Athelia. April.
It's so good.
Yeah, expected in 2026, and it is just a generic looking.
Yeah.
There's nothing exciting about this.
Well, what I feel like will be exciting is the price point, because it's got to be lower.
I think the big thing that they're touting on this is the technology is going to be crazy, and Sony and Honda are working really hard on this thing being so autonomous. I think that's why this little radar blip thing here is on top. So
it says 45 cameras
Yeah.
and sensors. 45. Really, is that necessary?
So this might be our closest to a true self-driving car,
Right.
and whatever liability is of that. So it's more of a technology exercise, but the car itself is just.
No, I like the blacked out roof and the blacked out top and that design of it. But other than that, yeah, it's very, very basic, very standard. But I think the price point is going to follow that suit, so it'll be affordable, which is what the exciting point will be to it.
Where did they say the price is going to be? Because
I'm just looking at the design saying they can't charge a lot for this.
who knows? Okay.
I feel ya.
Okay.
I feel ya.
Okay. I feel you too, April. But
Why do you have to say it so awkwardly?
okay, I feel you too, April. But I'm not a total anti-EV whatever. I have a Cybertruck coming. There are some that I think they're doing a good job with.
Okay, let's
Where
see what
they,
you think.
They take the ball on an existing car or a new car, and it's in their design language, and it's not just too weird.
Right, because you've been rough on these.
Top of my list is the Escalade IQ.
Of course, the Escalade. So what, you're happy with it?
I hate the Escalade starting in 2015.
Hate is a strong word. Really hate?
The Escalade V, I mean, I don't really like the look of it.
Yeah.
So basically 2002 to 2014 is it for me. But this Escalade IQ does look really, really good.
It does.
Based on the Hummer EV platform, which is, I drove one of those. That's an awesome platform. 750 horsepower.
Kind of looks like
450 miles of range.
Kind of looks like the Wagoneer that's out right now. It has that
Yeah,
shape.
exactly. It's what the Wagoneer should be. It's what the Wagoneer should be. Definitely. It's blocky. You could put wood on it, but no.
I like that it's coming out summer 2024. I hope it does. Are you going to put your name on the list for this?
I still can't give up my 2005. $130,000 the base price.
Okay, so
So
that's not
pretty expensive.
insane though, like those other ones that are $300,000.
Right. But big giant battery, big giant range, very expensive. The BMW 3 Series electric?
What? You like this? This makes you happy? When your eyeballs see it, you just get this happy tingling feeling of, oh yeah, I want that.
I do, April. It is Ophelia me up here right now because it is sort of retro inspired.
Okay.
BMW has made atrocious cars over the last few years with their stupid grills and mouths and design and all that stuff. But I see this roofline here, and it looks like an old 3 Series. I see the front. I see the shape of BMW in it. Even though it is very futuristic and bold looking, I see BMW in it.
Okay, I agree with you on that point, that one point, but it doesn't look like a real car to me. It just doesn't. I do like that there's a lot of glass. I like that it's kind of like a fishbowl where you can see out of, and that's great. But then by the time it comes out, we'll probably have, how do you say it again? Autonomous driving?
Autonomous?
Autonomous.
Yes.
Autonomous. That's what I'm going to be calling it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all a race to see who can make their cars drive themselves the best.
Right.
But the liability of that too. Who do you sue when the car driving itself kills somebody? It's a can of worms there. But another one, I think, the Dodge Charger Daytona.
Where's the wing?
No wing on the new Daytona, the new electric Daytona. Nope.
Is it a Daytona if it doesn't have a wing? No, it is not a Daytona.
It's disappointing. It doesn't have a wing. Well, it has a spoiler, but it does look pretty darn good.
I mean, it looks like it's supposed to look, I guess. There's nothing, I'm not excited about it. Because it just looks like a regular car, like with that like carp mouth front end right there, like that.
That's just like the 68 Charger.
That's what I'm saying. That's the
great.
only styling cue that makes it a little exciting, a little different. Otherwise, it's just very basic.
The hood looks cool with the bump. It's the modernized of this Challenger that just went out of production. And it is electric.
Right.
People aren't going to like that, but this is like the RT.
Okay.
This is the base. And they're still saying the RT will do 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds, 496 horsepower. So when they do whatever, a Hellcat or whatever version that they call this, the E-Cat, please don't name it that. Please don't.
They're totally
But if you do, give me $1 million. It's going to be insane.
It is.
Yeah. And the Fisker Ronin, not to Fisker too much because, yeah, if they do survive.
You like this one.
It looks very cute.
It looks like a Mazda Miata.
That's the point.
Okay.
The Mazda Miata's all mean now. Like he's got a frowny face.
Right.
Oh man, I'm a mean Miata. This looks like a happy little sports car.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Isn't it great?
Really? Okay. Your choices are a little questionable.
Look at the powertrain. 1,000 horsepower, 3 motor, 0 to 60, 2 seconds, 170 mile per top speed.
That's insane. That's
$385,000 though.
That's dangerous almost. Like imagine like you're just turned 16 and you get your hands on an electric car and you're going 0 to 60 in 2 seconds.
Right.
That's insane.
You think that's ugly?
There's no like draw to it. There's no huge styling cue where I'm like, that's different, that's exciting, that's catching my eye. It looks pretty basic, pretty standard. I don't know.
I thought it was cute, but okay. This one, you have to say, is gorgeous though. The Lexus EV supercar.
Ooh.
And they haven't really called it much of anything.
That's sexy.
But it looks like the LFA.
It does.
It looks like the new Supra meets the LFA.
Yeah, they had a child. A baby child, and this is it.
Another 1,000 horsepower, 2 seconds, 0 to 60, 430 miles of range,
That's
and maybe a simulated manual transmission that you can do, like the computer program it to feel like a manual.
Interesting.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Okay, yeah, this is sweet. This tops my list. I think this is the best looking electric car coming out.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The LFA was a major failure for Lexus, but obviously a $1 million plus crazy car. It has the Nürburgring package now. So, cool. Make a comeback with that one. And then my final one that I think is the cutest and the coolest is the Volkswagen ID Buzz, which they have now in Europe. It's out there, but they're finally coming to the U.S. now. They're going to make deliveries this year.
What?
They're bringing back the classic VW bus.
What is this little side window in the door right there?
You can open up the window in the sliding door. But they've been saying they're going to bring this back for over a decade now. They finally have it, and it is cool. They kept with the classic look of the bus.
No, they failed. They need the Safari windows on the sides.
Oh, the 22 window?
The 23 window, like the Safari windows.
23, yes. You're right. Look, she corrected me.
That would make it really cool. I don't know about this lower sort of grill area. Looks a little sketchy to me. I'm not into this at all. Please don't get one. Please don't get one.
Well, Abraham and I seem to disagree on about every single EV car, whether it's cute or not.
Right. Well, I think you have bad taste in some things.
And I think you're the hottest woman on the planet. So I have good taste.
It's questionable.
Thank you so much for watching.
Questionable.
Good morning. What am I doing with my hands here? Okay.
Jazz hands.
Yeah.